Good day, dear students. Today we are continuing with the short story A Sound of Thunder. In the previous class, I told you about the story writer who is quite good with science fiction, and he is the one who had given science fiction a place in the literary genre. And The Sound of Thunder is about time travel, and we have seen how it is being done. So here you find that the characters are there and the machine is ready, and the year is 2055, and it is from that day, that is maybe 24 years from our time. uh, the world will develop to such an extent that you can go on a safari to the past. Not like going to the moon, and this has become going to moon has become so very frequent. This offers, that is, the safari to the past offers much more scope than anything else. So the main characters here is Eccles and Travis and Lesperance, and Lesperance and Travis both belong to uh, the group which offers the safari. And like all safari, they also have certain rules and regulations, explanations as well as instructions. And this is why you find Travis and Lesperance gives these explanations as well as instructions, and they tell the group is not just so many people but only three, and even to them a lot of instructions really is necessary. And so you find that Lesperance had come earlier to mark the animal they are to shoot. Eccles questions about their future because that is, these are the two questions or the two statements that you will have to understand, because they had sent a person several years back in order to mark the animal they are to shoot. And if that is the case, they will know how they will be able to go back to the past and things like that. So Eccles puts a question, and that question is about the way the safari will turn out. So the way the safari will turn out is quite different, and Eccles really wants to know about the future, not about the past, but about the future. And this safari offers them not the future but only to the past. Future still remains an enigma to all of us. And even from time travel, you do not find much novels about the future but about the past. So this is entirely about the past and how people go back to nature or even to the past. And here their intention is to shoot an animal which has become extinct. That was also a significant factor. And Lesperance explains why they can't see into the future, because sometimes time steps aside. And then, within no time at all, as years pass by, they have reached their destination, and the team leader, that is Travis, calls out for them to get down. So they have no option except to get down. And when they get down, they have to follow the path. The path is already laid out. I think I have told you about that path. And they can't step off the path, means they can't step away from the path. They have to follow only that path, because whatever is there, it is just raised from the ground, and it is made by the safari people, and especially for the safari. And so they are very careful not to touch or destroy anything other than these extinct creatures. So the order in which they are to follow is this: first Eccles will be there, he will come out, and then second Billings, and third Kramer. And this is the order called out by Travis. And the order is also necessary because only if you follow the order, because they are into the unknown or they are into the past. And that is something that these three, Eccles, Billings, and Kramer, are not familiar with. Though Travis had been on this safari earlier, so he knows quite what to expect. And these three are to shoot the extinct creature, that is Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they are to follow the exact order that Travis had planned for them. Earlier, Lesperance had been to that place and he had already marked the animal and where to shoot. So these three need only take aim and shoot at this Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Tyrannosaurus rex is the tyrant lizard. Though the name is lizard, but the tyrant part makes it really a gigantic creature, and it is one of the extinct creature of this world. And then comes, while they are following the path, there is that dramatic appearance of Tyrannosaurus rex, the tyrant lizard, and out of the mist it came. It is so very dramatic. You have to read through in order to get the real drama of it. So, in those pages, the author is really putting in all his imagination to create the dramatic appearance for this gigantic creature, because as human beings we have no idea how these creatures will appear. We have seen it in films, and meeting them in reality is totally different. So this tyrant lizard came out of the mist. How did it come? Not slowly. It came like a giant. It's toppling trees and plants, and then it just came, even though it is huge. It came to them, and these three plus Travis were really there in order to see it come, and Travis had planned everything. So, this is why he says that it is indeed something that they were not expecting, or Travis was expecting, but the safari, the people who had undertaken the safari, the voyagers, are not had not expected any of this drama. But at the same time, they were so astounded, and you get a full paragraph of the description of the animal, and we feel that we are also in the presence of this creature. And the author says it ran with a gliding ballet step, far too poised and balanced for its 10 tons. Gliding ballet step. You know how the ballet really works. It's so fine, and it is graceful, and grace is associated with ballet. And this 10 tons of this tyrant lizard is gliding like taking ballet steps, and far too poised and balanced. You'd expect this to walk awkwardly. We have seen an elephant walking, and we know that sometimes it is graceful to those who are looking at it, but we know that it is not that much of a graceful animal. But even then, when they're walking, but this one was gliding and with ballet steps, as if though its weight just do not matter. And we feel the gliding motion through the narration of this writer. That kind of capacity the writer has to make the readers be with him in this sight of this tyrant lizard. Eccles, who had hunted tiger, elephant, wild boar, buffalo, reaches a conclusion. It can't be killed. He had been facing danger when he had gone to hunt tiger, elephant, wild boar, buffalo. All these are dangerous creatures. So they had been to an African safari and had met these creatures and had hunted them. And now he comes to the conclusion all on a sudden on seeing the way the lizard moves and the huge size of the lizard. he says it can't be killed and he wandered out. So if you can't kill it, then the best thing is to be out of it. Travis agrees and offers to refund half his fee because they have undertaken this safari on the ground that they will be given a chance to hunt the animal, and if Eccles is not hunting, then half his fee will be refunded. So that is indeed decided there and then. But Eccles just couldn't stop himself from speaking out his regret and comparing this to the safaris he had earlier because he thought that, like the safaris that he had earlier, this one also will be quite easy. Of course, he is not really afraid of meeting dangerous animals because there will be guards around him and the organizers of the safari. Here also it is not much different. But here you find that it is totally beyond the expectation of Eccles, and he just wanted to be out. Lesperance then instructs him not to run, but turn around and hide in the mission, because they had already laid out the path, and it is better for him to be safe in the mission, because he is not hunting. And this animal is coming with all its ferociousness, but with a lot of grace, which means that he is the tyrant lizard is at his element, while these human beings are not in their element. So the best thing will be not to run, but turn around slowly and hide in the machine. This is what Eccles is to do. Eccles feels numb and he was uncertain because this monster, to him, it is a monster. It has now, the wording has now changed from tyrant lizard to monster. And you'll notice how the author takes us along the feelings of Eccles. So at first it was Tyrannosaurus rex, the tyrant lizard. Now it is a monster. That monstrosity or the feeling that it is a monster makes Eccles feel that he is totally free. The monster lunged forward. The rifles jerked up and blazed fire. And so, because there is that red spotting or the red paint that was there on this lizard, which the Lesperance had already marked for these people, for the hunters, and Eccles was not sure of even their capacity. That's why he was feeling numb with fear, and he was totally uncertain. And all these feelings were not the feelings that he usually gets when he undertakes a safari. And then, when the signal was given and the monster lunged forward, it started moving forward. The rifles of the other hunters jerked up and blazed fire. And then, like a mountain avalanche, Tyrannosaurus fell. And how did it fall? How did it fall? It just fell like thundering. Thundering in the sense that it is not a small creature. It is a giant creature, 10 tons of Tyrannosaurus. And it just fell like a mountain avalanche, like the mountain coming down slowly. And like an avalanche, it just fell, thundering. Everything fell silent when this giant lizard or the tyrant lizard fell. And that thundering was slowly calmed down and it became totally silent. And it was like the morning after a nightmare. The nightmare was the monster lunging forward, and with the thundering sound, it just fell, and then there was total silence. This was, like I said, they have just reached the morning. The silence was like a relief to them after a nightmare. The nightmare was this Tyrannosaurus coming towards them and falling with a thundering sound, and then comes the silence. This is like the morning after the nightmare. Lesperance tells them as a gigantic tree fell on the dead beast then, They can have trophy picture but not trophy. That is after this giant lizard fell, a tree with the force of that the fall of the Tyrannosaurus, a tree fell on it and the beast is dead. So Lesperance explains that he died because a tree fell on him, not because the people from the future came over to the past and killed him. Okay, so here you find that they can have the trophy picture but not trophy. Usually, when people go for hunting, especially African safari, which involves a lot of money and a lot of preparation, the Europeans or the Westerners make sure that they take with them a trophy of the kill. If they had the really shot tiger, then the skin of the tiger will be removed, and maybe a claw or even a nail of the tiger will be taken out, and the hunter will take it as a trophy and will keep it in his house, maybe in the sitting room, decorated. And even the skin also will be there in a decorated manner, and it will be spread out, and you can see in some pictures some hunters are so very proud of the trophy that they have displayed in their house, the trophy of the animals that they have killed. And that is the usual manner in which a safari ended. So the safari means the killing of the animal plus taking back home a trophy of the animal, means part of the animal. The animal as such cannot be taken back. Maybe the horns, maybe the skin, maybe the nails, even the tooth and the tusks of the elephant. All these are trophies. But here, Lesperance tells them that they can have a trophy picture, means they can have a picture standing next to the fallen Tyrannosaurus, but they can't take anything from its body. That is, the hunter taking the horns or skin of the animal killed is the trophy. It can be taken to the future, and there is a reason for that. The reason is that it has to stay there so that the insects, birds, and bacteria can get at it as they were intended to. So, this is the way in which the dead animals and even trees and everything becomes part of that terrain, and animals and birds and insects and bacteria act upon it, and it is within no time at all it becomes mud or even earth. So that which belongs to the forest is consumed by the forest itself. It is not taken outside, and it becomes fertilizer for the next growth. So the cycle will continue. Suppose you take it out and try to let it decay in another place other than a forest, then that place will be contaminated by that. It may not have enough birds or insects or bacteria, and it may not even be good for that particular soil. But here it is the right method. So the decay is also part of the terrain, and everything will be in a balance. And that everything balanced is that which Lesperance tells them the reason why they can't take anything from the body of the dead beast in this case. Usually a trophy, they really can have a trophy, but in this case they can't have a trophy. Instead, they can have a trophy picture, the picture of the animal they have killed, and that they are allowed. But the reason why they cannot take a trophy back home is that it has to stay there and become part of that area, and it will be fed on by insects and birds and other bacteria, and it will be decomposed, and it becomes fertilizer or the good thing for the earth and also for the other trees, and then everything will be in balance. This is how everything goes. So you feel that when you go to a forest, you find a lot of unnecessary things. To our eye, these are all unnecessary things. But whatever that is there in the forest, be their part of the forest, they live and they die and they decay and decompose in the forest itself, and that the cycle continues. It becomes fertilizer for the trees and even the fruits that the birds feed on, and the cycle continue. The cycle will continue. So this is what Lesperance tells them. So if they take anything back from the past to the future, then it will be an aberration, a break, and it will have a lot of repercussion. And that repercussion they shouldn't have, because they were given the license with a certain rules and regulations, and they are also insistent that the hunters should really obey those instructions. And this is why you find that when Eccles was panicking, they give the option to return back to return to the machine rather than be there and fall off the path. So here they have killed the animal, but they can't take any part of the animal, either the nails or even any skin or anything, nothing. They can have the trophy picture. Otherwise, the ecological balance will be totally upset. So it can be taken to the future, and this is a lesson which we also have to learn. So, in a way, Lesperance is trying to tell them that the ecological balance must be kept, and everything should be kept in its balance. And this is because of this, we can say that we have to be careful about our environment. And this is indeed a lesson for the future generation, especially for these hunters who come from the future to the past. Okay, so you can read through it and understand a lot of paragraphs which will give you details about the beauty of the tyrant lizard, and also about the instructions and the gliding motion of the lizard, the Tyrannosaurus. Everything is there, and it is interesting to note how the author had very particularly given details about all these things. And it is as if he had been there and he had seen how it really happened. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.